welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we will be reacting to Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department. But before we hop in the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things music, especially Taylor Swift. It is 1 minute to midnight Eastern Standard Time. For me, actually, it just turned midnight, so we're about ready to hop into the new songs, but I am prepared. I have my Swiftie glass. My puppy is to the side of me, so if you see him messing around with things, that is who is here. He does not like going to bed late, so he's probably going to be pissed at me the most of the night. Then we have Swiftie Bingo, and then we have Tortured Poets Department lyrics here. She technically gave a 7, but I made this before she posted the 7th lyric. So we'll write down where the lyrics came from in the songs here. But I have Spotify pulled up and I have YouTube ready to go just because I don't think Genius is going to have the lyrics that quick for us. And in case there is a 2 a.m. surprise, I will be staying up until 2 a.m. But I guess without further ado, let's react to the first new song of the era, the debut single from the era, that is Fortnight featuring Post Malone. My predictions are that this one is going to be a more upbeat number just based off of all the crying, screaming, and breaking things that she did in the music video teaser trailer. But hey, let's press play.
I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed when I knew their status. No one here's to blame, but what about your quiet treason? And for a fortnight there we were forever wanting to do sometimes. About whoever, now you're in my backyard. Turn into good neighbors, your wife waters flowers. I wanna kill her.
What? I don't have lyrics yet, and God, I wish I did, because I was a functioning alcoholic? What? I will say we've already hit one of the things on my bingo card, and that's mentions flowers, and it's just, what? First of all, the sound is definitely pop. It's definitely a more alt pop sound, so there's that. I did not comprehend a single thing that I just heard there. So maybe by the time I'm done listening to this first track. But yeah, it definitely sounds like what we're exploring so far is that she is definitely talking about sort of the good and the bad of like, I was basically like in a shit place, but you know, because of you, but also I don't wish bad for you is what I've gotten so far. Let's continue on because I'm not sure where chorus and, you know, verses start and end. Is she saying she wants to kill the old her? Is that what she's saying? This really sucks if I don't have lyrics in front of me. But yeah, I loved you for a fortnight. I took the lyrical drug, but it only lasted for a short time. The lyrical drug, is that a metaphor for the relationship? And what do you mean you only had them for a fortnight? What's going on? But I can hear Post coming in. The fathering of these songs are just gonna be interesting. So, and this one isn't even an explicit song, and it's not even one of the longest songs on here. But the vibes are definitely interesting. Well, while Genius tries to figure things out, because we're all trying to figure this out, this is definitely interesting that the back cover of the original album, I Love You, It's Ruining My Life, is basically kind of that whole interlude part of Fortnight. She literally said, open the album up that we believe is going to be like a heavy, like breakup album. She said, I love you, it's ruining my life. Well, we've broken Genius because Genius is down. So I'm going to move on to the next track. I'm not going to be able to fathom anything until I can have like clear lyrics in front of me. But so far, Sonic's very interesting. It's very much so alt pop vibes. So we're going to hop into the next track, the title track, The Tortured Poets Apartment, and this one is close to 5 minutes long, so I guess I need to strap in and see what happens.
You left your typewriter at my apartment, straight from the tortured poets department.
It's in the song. The title is there. You left the typewriter at my apartment, straight from the Tortured Poets Department. So that's why we're getting all the typewriter imagery. It's an actual lyric. Damn. Okay. Pausing 17 seconds into the song, but at least those are lyrics that I understood.
You're in self-sabotage mode, throwing spikes down on the road, but I've seen this episode and still love the show. Who else decoded you? And who's gonna Dylan Thomas, I'm not Patterson. You see the Chelsea Hotel, I'm not an idiot.
My goodness. I think we have a callback to Renegade there, because you're in self-sabotage mode. I've seen this episode before. But then she's like, but who's gonna decode you like me? Who's gonna hold you? Nobody else. She's like, you are basically going through the motions of like trying to destroy yourself. Like things are getting in your way. You're self-sabotaging, you're self-destructing. And I know that nothing I can do or say is going to help this situation. However, I've been the person to do it for you for so long. I'm like, who else? I can't imagine anyone else doing this for you. It's so interesting. The Sonics are interesting to me. I know we've thrown the glitter gel pins are not in the way. Those have been left in the Midnight's era. We're in fountain and quill pin territory, but I was wondering, it's definitely a pop album, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how the Sonics progress a little more. And we have hit another slot on the bingo card. Drops an F-bomb. No fucking body is going to hold you the way I do.
You smoked them 8-7 bars of chocolate. We declare Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist. I scratch your head, you fall asleep like a tattooed golden retriever.
First of all, Charlie Puth better be getting some. He just got free promo. He should be a better artist. And again, she's once again addressing like these tiny little moments, like they're having these conversations. And in those moments, she can definitely see. She said, it's like something about your mind explode, but this is the cyclone I chose. It's a whole concept, the album of like, in these tiny moments and these very rough moments, she can very much so see that there is something within him that is constantly working towards self-sabotage and just a sabotage and a bit of, you know, self-loathing and stuff that's seeping into the relationship. But it's the pain that she saw within him that she had chose to be around. And she's basically saying like, hey, like, we're not like these kinds of people, which I need to look up Dylan Thomas to get like the whole thing. But she's like, this is the torture that I chose, and I can't imagine any other torture unlike you or having anyone else, you know, hold you that way I do.
I wonder if you're gonna screw this up with me, but you told Lucy you'd kill yourself if I ever leave. And I had said that to Jack about you, so I felt seen. Everyone we know understands why it's meant to be, 'cause we're crazy. You take my ring off my middle finger and put it on the line. People put wedding rings on, and that's the closest I've come to my heart exploding.
First off, she brought Jack into it. I love that she's talking about the friends, but that bridge had no right, because as soon as she said, and you said you would kill yourself if I ever left, the whole point of him, not only is his mental health getting in the way of the relationship, to a degree he's weaponizing, or this person is weaponizing her sympathy and her need to like protect and take care of him and be the one there for him, you know, against her. And then of course in the bridge or post, I don't know the structure of this, again, geniuses decided to go kaput for the day. She's basically saying, but who's gonna know me as well? She's like, I know you so well. I know all of your little nooks and crannies, the good and the bad, particularly the bad. And she's like, I know, like, it's like all of this is like thoroughly affecting me and I don't know how to get out of it. But also, like, who else is gonna know me? the way I know you. Tears there. But up next is My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. And if I am correct, this is a Taylor Swift solely written song. So
oh, here we go again. The voices in his head call the rain to end our days of wild. The sickest army doll purchased at the mall. Really likes to send my plastic smile. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. Toys. Oh, I'm queen. Of sandcastles he destroys. Oh.
So she is the toy. Again, okay, I'm just going to stop harping on am I going to be able to understand the lyrics, because my ability to understand lyrics upon first listen is there. But she's the toy. She's talking about how he once again has brought the rain in to rain on their wild. And it's literally my boy only breaks his favorite toys. Like, he loves to break me. Like, my plastic smile, he likes to bring it in. We're once again dealing with that mental health, which crosses off another thing on the bingo card, discusses mental health. Definitely. So Renegade, the song, had a lot more to say than we originally thought. Because that was the whole point, like, get your shit together so I can love you. And, like, the whole first 3 songs are like, hey. It's like, I understand. Like, we both have these problems, but you have not only is it's going beyond just, you know, just personal mental health, like, generally affecting you. It's affecting and seeping into every part of this relationship and this life. And your need to self-sabotage and, like, basically destroy the things that you love most is just all around us. Interesting. I kind of get, like, a toy soldier beat in the back, because she didn't mention a, like, toy soldier here.
Repeating myself, back on myself first. Pull the string and I'll tell you that he runs because he loves me.
Put me back on the shelf and pull my string and I'll say he runs because he loves me. She's like, I have been trained. Like, I am this just stagnant figure of, like, but he does all this because he loves me. Like, he's sabotaging all these things because he loves me. She's like, I've been made into this plastic, like, stagnant version of myself. And the line that gets me is like, but you should have seen him when he, like, first saw me. She's like, it was so good. Like, it was so good at the beginning. But then it's like, oh, things just kept spiraling again and again. Miss Swift, what are these bridges and outros you're putting on this album? When I fix me, he's going to miss me. She's like, we got together when we was both in a hard time. And she's like, when I'm good and ready, like, feeling better, it's like, you're gonna miss me. And then at the end she says, but he said I was gonna be better off, but I'm not. Did he leave? Did he leave first? Again, like, the entirety of that end, I got something about Kane's. Oh, and then she said, because he took me out of my box, kind of referring to that whole, he's the one who, like, brought her out of, like, her enclosure during that whole 2016 era. Oh, my goodness. Up next is another over 4-minute track, Down Bad. Do we think this is a delusional song? Do we be like, I'm just down bad even though he's making me real sad? Let's see. Well, Genius has finally gotten its shit together, so we have lyrics! So I definitely will go back and look at the lyrics when I go back to re-listen to this album. But up next, Down Bad. What?
Did you really beat me up in a cloud of sparkling dust? Just to do experiments on. Tell me I was the chosen one. Show me that guy at the gym. Everything comes out, teenage vigilance. Forget if I can't have him. I might just die, it would make no difference.
What? No, I did not know we was going to the cosmic realm. She's like, aliens concept. Alien concept. But verse 1, did you really beam me up in a cloud of sparkling dust just to do experiments on? Tell me I was the chosen one. She's like, You picked me. Like, you made me feel like I was the absolute, like, chosen one, the person. Showed me that this world is bigger than us, then sent me back where I came from. She's like, you showed me all these amazing things, and you, like, made me believe in love. But then you're like, sorry, see ya. I'm getting the whole, oh, she was left behind. Like, she was the one who was left. And then for a moment, I knew Cosmo, but also, I can't remember which one it was for, which one it was. We did get the whole marriage, like, you put the ring on in the tortured pose department. Oh my God, she's like, I'm gonna marry him. Like, he puts the ring on this. And then we're like, oh, actually, sorry. He's like, he was only using me for a minute. Then she says, the lyrics are, now I'm down bad, crying at the gym. Everything comes out, teenage petulance. Fuck it if I can't have him. I might just die. It would make no difference. She's like, I don't know how to live without you. Because he, like, and she said in the tortured pose department, he didn't know how he couldn't live without her. And now she's like, I can't live without him. Now she says, down bad, waking up in blood, staring at the sky, come back and pick me up. Fuck it if I can't have us. I might just not get up. I might stay down bad. She's like, you have made me spiral. I am in a bad depression right now. She's like, the things that went down, she's like, yeah. So we are in depression. We are like, just like, nope, can't deal.
Did you take all my old clothes just to leave me here naked and alone in a field in my same old town that somehow seems so hollow now? They'll say I'm nuts if I talk about the existence of you.
Before we hop into the bridge there, more tea. Literally, the lines are, did you take all my clothes just to leave me here naked and alone in a field in my same old town? She's what now? That somehow seems so hollow now. They'll say I'm nuts if I talk about the existence of you. She's like, they won't believe me. She's like, you were so great and amazing, but they won't believe me. She's like, you're some mystical being that no one's going to believe. And then she changed the pre-chorus to say, for a moment, I was heaven-struck. Oh my gosh. And then she added these ad-libs in the chorus. She said, I might stay down bad like I lost my twin. She also said, down bad, waving at the ship. So she's like, I lost the other half of my soul. I lost the person who was just like the reflection of me. But now I'm like, waving at the ship. The ship is gone. The lyricism of this album is peak. Like, peak. The storytelling and the lyricism is absolute peak. This is folklore lyricism with like alt pop like production.
I loved your hostile takeovers, encounters closer and closer. All your indecent exposures. How dare you say that it's? I'll build you a fort on some planet where they can all understand it. How dare you think it's romantic, leaving me safe and stranded? Cause fuck it, I was in love. So fuck you if I can't have us.
I definitely got some alien vibes from the Sonics there, but the bridge. The bridges are getting more concerning. The bridges. She said, I loved your hostile takeovers, encounters closer and closer. All your indecent exposures. How dare you say that it's... And she cuts herself off, obviously implying that it's over. And then she said, I'll build you a fort on some planet where they can all understand it. She's like, hey, if you don't think anyone can understand you, I'll make them understand you. How dare you think it's romantic, leaving me safe and stranded? Because fuck it, I was in love. So fuck you if I can't have us, because fuck it, I was in love. Their whole, as we're going on, it's very obvious that she was in a stage where she's like, despite everything that she explored in the Midnight's album, especially You're Losing Me, she's like, I was willing to fight for us. Like, I was lost in everything that was us. And I was willing to, like, put you on a pedestal and make you feel all these things and make you feel safe. And you decided to leave because you thought it was easier and better for me to leave me safe and stranded. And she's like, well, maybe what I needed was I needed you to show up and be there. Okay. Now let's mentally prepare because we're entering track 5, So Long London. And, I might just be ended if this is a, All Too Well 2.0.
Fairy lights through the mist. I kept calm and carried the weight of the rift. Pulled him in tighter each time he was drifting away. How much sad did you think I had? Did you think I had in me? Oh, the tragedy. So long, London. You'll find someone.
That was such a short chorus, but very effective in it saying, thinking how much sad did you think I had? Did you think I had in me? Oh, the tragedy, so long, London. You'll find someone. She's like, there is only so much, like, sadness that I can take before I have to leave. Going back to verse 1, she said, I saw in my mind fairy lights through the mist. I kept calm and carried the weight of the rift. Pulled him in tighter each time he was drifting away. She's like, and you're losing me. She knew that there was a divide. She knew that they were growing apart, but she was the one fighting, and he just wasn't. My spine split from carrying us up the hill, wet through my clothes, weary bones caught the chill. I stopped trying to make him laugh, stopped trying to drill the save. She's like, I stopped trying to break through his mental wall, stopped trying to make him feel better. She's like, his immense sadness that was taking over him and just the rift that was growing between us, there was nothing he was going to do, and I got tired of fighting. She's like, so long, London. You'll find someone else who can carry this burden.
Didn't opt in to be your odd man out. I found at the club she's heard great things about. I left all I knew, you left me at the house by the heath. I stopped CPR after all, it's no use. The spirit was gone, we would never come to. And I'm pissed off you let me give you all that youth for free. 2 graves, 1 gun, I'll find someone.
What now, Miss Swift? What now? I didn't opt in to be your odd man out. I founded the club she's heard great things about. Remember where it said the Tortured Man's Club was the little group chat that he and his buddies were a part of? She's like, listen, honey, I founded that. I left all I knew. You left me at the house by the heath. I stopped CPR after all it's known you. She's like, I stopped trying to resuscitate this relationship because ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't nothing. The spirit was gone. We would never come to, and I'm pissed off you let me give you all that youth for free. She's like, you knew. She's like, you knew this wasn't working out, and you knew that we were not forever, and you let this continue on. You let me fight for you. Then she changed the chorus. She said, you gave me that all that youth for free, and then goes, for so long, London. Like, you let me go on for so long. Stitches undone, 2 graves, 1 gun. Then she says, I'll find someone. She's like, I'll find someone better. She's like, we both died, but you were the one who pulled the trigger. I swear, if there's a bridge on this, I'm gonna die.
You say I abandoned the ship, but I was going down with it. My white knuckle dying grip, holding tight to your quiet resentment. And my friend said it isn't right to be scared. Every day a love affair, every breath feels like rarest air. And you're not sure if he wants to be there.
Oh, there's a bridge coming, but verse 3. And you say I abandoned the ship, but I was going down with it. She's like, you think I gave up on us? But honey, she said, nah, don't even put that out there. She said, my white knuckle dying grip holding tight to your quiet resentment. And my friend said it isn't right to be scared. Every day old love affair, every breath feels like rarest air. Well, you're not sure if he wants to be there. She's like, don't you dare say I didn't fight hard enough because you didn't even put the effort. She's like, you didn't even make me feel like you wanted to be in this relationship.
Swore that you loved me, but where were the clues? I died on the altar, waiting for the proof. You sacrificed us to the gods of your bluest days. And I'm just getting color back into my face. I'm just mad as hell cause I loved this place for so long. London had a good run moment. War songs, but I have not.
Yep, we're in the anger stage. We are in the... My goodness, Miss Swift. Okay, the bridge said, she brought back in that, so how much sad do you think I could have? How much tragedy? She said, just how low did you think I'd go before I'd self-implode? Before I'd have to go free? She's like, just how much shit did you think I would have to go through, put myself through before I would leave? She said, you swore that you loved me, but where were the clues? I died on the altar waiting for the proof. She's like, you never showed your love for me. You sacrificed us to the gods of your bluest days. We can cross off mention blues on the bingo board now. And I'm just getting color back into my face. I'm just mad as hell because I loved this place for so long, London. She's like, I spent so much time in this relationship and in this location, and now for what? Because she's like, I just kept digging and holding on and clinging, and now it's just gone. And then in the outro she said, had a good run, a moment of warm sun, but I'm not the one. And then she once again repeated, stitches undone, 2 graves, 1 gun, you'll find someone. She's like, I guess in the end, no matter what, I wasn't the one, no matter how much I thought and wanted to be. I'm not the chosen one, as she said in Down Bad. Well, that definitely holds track 5 status. But up next is the longest track on the album, But Daddy, I Love Him.
I forget how the West was won. I forget if this was ever fun. I just learned these people only raise you to cage you. Sarah's a high on horse for a simple girl to rise above it. They slammed the door on my whole world. The one thing I wanted. I'm with my dress unbuttoned, screaming, but Daddy, I love him. I'm having this baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces.
Miss Ma'am, she's like, bad decisions. Oh my goodness, she's creating a film here. She said, I forget how the West was won. I forget if this was ever fun. She's like, oh, this is a reference apparently to a 1962 American Western film by Henry Hathaway. I don't know. I just learned these people only raise you to cage you. Sarah's and Hannah's in their Sunday best, clutching their pearls saying, what a mess. I just learned these people try and save you because they hate you. I don't know if she's referring to her parents here, but she definitely has that religious imagery of like, these people, the people of the God or whatever, only try and like hold you down. She said, in the pre-chorus, to a high horse for a simple girl to rise above it. They slammed the door on my whole world, the one thing I wanted. They're like, hey, no, you can't have him. You can't be with them. But then she says, chorus, now I'm running with my dress unbuttoned, screaming, but Daddy, I love him. I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your face. She's like, I'm just like, I want to be with him, and I'm going to like piss off all the skeptics and the people who want to tell us this is a bad idea. She says, I'm telling him to floor it through the fences. Now I'm not coming to my senses. I know it's crazy, but he's the one I want. She's like, Bonnie and Clyde this shit. We're gonna keep running. Like, no matter all the sense and reason that's going on behind me, she's like, all these people just want to tell me how to live my life because they actually hate you. It's like, they don't actually want to save me. They just want to control me. She's like, I'ma go. Okay. So far, this is the one that's really getting me.
Stay away from her. The saboteurs protested too much. I'll tell you something right now. I'd rather burn my whole life down than listen to one more second of all this bitching and moaning. I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone in disgrace. I don't care to all these vipers dressed in empire's clothing.
So in verse 2, she says, beautiful daughter on the plains relate, tendrils tucked into a woven braid, growing up precocious sometimes means not growing up at all. She's like, growing up a religious girly, and she's like, being shelter means you don't grow up at all. She's like, I didn't know better. You're this chaos, he was revelry, bedroom eyes like a remedy. Soon enough, the elders had convened out the city hall. She's like, oh, he was this kind of thing that like, the sin, the snake that brought me out of things. He enticed me. And then the people are saying, stay away from her. The saboteurs protested too much. Lord knows the words we never heard, just screeching tires of true love. And then she adds on to the chorus at the end. She says, I'd rather burn my whole life down than listen to one more second of all this bitching and moaning. Okay, so everyone is saying that this sounds like it's about Maddie Healy. Okay. Yeah, I kind of got that. This didn't give me Joe. This did not give me Joe. And then she says, then listen to one more second of all this bitch and moaning. I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine along with all the disgrace. I don't cater to all these vipers dressed in empire's clothing. She's like, I don't care. Y'all want to... It's like, you're all the church trying to sacrifice my good name. And she's just like, She's kind of like recognizes, you know, he's problematic and he's not good for me, but also I want him. Well, I was definitely a critic of her dating Maddie Healy. I definitely do not believe in anything he stands for, that he has done but I understand the need to like say something. She's like, God save the most judgmental creeps who say that they want what's best for me, sanctimoniously performing soliloquies I'll never see. Basically being like, all these people on the internet saying all this shit that I'm never going to see. Like, you can say your piece. Thinking it changed the beat of my heart when he touches me and counteract the chemistry and undo the destiny. And she's like, we're destined to be together. She's like, you ain't got to pray for me and my wild boy and all of this wild joy. She's like, if all you want is gray for me, it's just white noise. It's just my choice. She's like, at the end of the day, it was my choice. I'm like, well, it is your choice, girly girl. By your choices. She's like, at the end, it's my decision, no matter good, bad, or whatever to make. So. So she's acknowledging, like, he was there for a good time, not a long time. She said, there's a lot of people in town that I bestow upon my fakest smile. Scandal does funny things to pride, but brings lovers closer. We came back when the heat died down, went to my parents and they came around. All the Y moms are still holding out, but fuck them, it's over. Is this about Maddie Healy? Because I don't think obviously she's not with him anymore. Who else was the scandal? I don't know. She says, now I'm dancing in my dress in the sun, and even my daddy just loves him, and I'm his lady. And oh my God, you should see your faces. Time doesn't it give some perspective? I know you can't come to the wedding. I know it's crazy, but he's the one I love. I'll tell you something right now. You ain't got to pray for me and my wild boy. She's like, you ain't got to pray for my health and existence. She's like, I'm good. She's like, I know what I'm doing. So.
Now, pretty baby, I'm running back home to you. Fresh out the slammer, I know who my first call will be too. Breaking through fights and tunnels, handcuffed to the spell I was under. For just 1 hour of sunshine, years of vapor ducts and ceilings in the shade of how you was feeling. But it's gonna be alright, I did my time.
Interesting, because the chorus is, no, now pretty baby, I'm running back home to you, fresh out the slammer, I know who my first call will be to. Another song rumored to be about Maddie Healy. Interesting. I don't know. This is what Genius is telling me. That she says in verse 1, another summer taking over, rolling thunder. He don't understand me. Splintered back in winter. Silent dinners, bitter. Interesting. He was with her in dreams, gray and blue, and fights and tunnels, handcuffed to the spell I was under for just 1 hour of sunshine. Interesting. What does Genius say about those lyrics? She said, years of labor, locks and ceilings in the shade of how he was feeling, but it's going to be all right. I did my time. She's like, I was locked up for a while, and even though boy don't understand me, I'm going to run back to him. Who is she running back to the person in the verses, or is she running back to a different person? I'm going to need something to go off of here. She says, my friends try, but I wouldn't hear. Watch me daily disappearing for just one glimpse of his smile. Because this is saying it's a reference back to So Long London, where she says, and my friend said it isn't right to be scared. So is she talking about Joe, possibly, with the person that they're coming on? All those nights you kept me going, swirled you into all of my poems. Now we're at the starting line. I did my time. Interesting. I'm not completely sure who she's talking about in this song, but she's definitely like, I'm out of my lock and cage, and I know who immediately I'm going to.
To the one who says I'm the girl of his American dreams. And no matter what I've done, it wouldn't matter anyway. Ain't no way I'm gonna screw up now that I know what's at stake here. At the park where we used to sit on children's swings, wearing imaginary rings.
I'm definitely think upon further listening, this is definitely more of a Joe song. And what I've gathered, because especially in that outro, it said, to the house where you still wait up and that porch light gleams, to the one who says, I'm the girl of his American dream. She's like, I'm the American dream. Like, this London boy wants me. And then it says, and no matter what I've done, it wouldn't matter anyway. Ain't no way I'm going to screw up now that I know what's at stake here. She's like, hey, I know what I've done. She says, at the park where we used to sit on children's swings, to me, this is giving invisible string, wearing imaginary rings. She's like, wedding rings? But it's going to be all right. I did my time. She's like, You know what? We stayed inside for so this could easily be about the time period where they stayed inside. She's like, we stayed inside, like we were alone, and the baby boy came back to me. She's like, oh, I got out of this funk and all that stuff. It's interesting, and then giving that Western vibes. But up next is track 8, which is our newest collaboration, or second collaboration, Florida, featuring Florence and the Machine. So, what happened in Florida?
You can beat the heat if you beat the charges too. They said I was a cheat, I guess it must be true. And my friends all smell like weed or little babies. Little did you know your home's really only a town you're just a guest in. So you work your life away just to pay for a timeshare down in Destin. Florida, Florida.
Why is this one sonically... What? You can beat the heat if you beat the charges too. And my friends all smell like weed or little babies. Little did you know your home is really only a town you're just a guest in. Oh, and this is bringing the connections to London Boy. She said, home is where the heart is. You know I love London, but that's not where mine is. Because her home was in London, you know I love them. She says, so you work your life just to pay for a timeshare down in Destin. She's like, you just work your life away and just to move away to Florida. And she said, Florida is one hell of a drug. Florida, can I use you up? Interesting. She's comparing, she's like, home is shit. And she's like, I worked all this time and now I just need a vacation. I need to get away. And it looks like Florence is actually getting some verses, so.
Hurricane was my name when it came. I got drunk and I dared it to wash me away. Barricaded in the bathroom with a bottle of wine. Well, me and my ghost, we had a hell of a time. Yes, I'm on that best to lay to rest. All of the bodies have ever been on my body and in my mind. They sink into the swamp. Is that a bad thing to say in a song?
So Florida is basically saying, shit, I need to get out of here. Like, I need to leave. Like, I can't be where my home is because my home is where everything is going down. Florence says, the hurricane with my name when it came. I got drunk and dared it to wash me away. Barricaded in the bathroom with a bottle of wine while me and my ghost, we had a hell of a time. She's like, shit went down. She's like, I'm going to get drunk and I'm going to stay here. She says, yes, I'm haunted. Haunted. But I'm feeling just fine. All my girls got their lace and their crimes and your cheating husband disappeared. Well, no one asked any questions here. She's like, I may have, reference to Nobody No Crime. She's like, I may have possibly did something. Could we say this crosses off mentions of crime on the TTPD bingo? Who knows? So I did my best to lay to rest all of the bodies that have never been on my body. And in my mind, they sink into the swamp. Is that a bad thing to say in a song? All of the bodies that have ever been on my body, she's like, and I did my best to get rid of all of the people who I've been with. She says, all my exes, goodbye. She's actually like, all my exes are in Texas. She says, little did you know your home is really only a town you'll get arrested. So you pack your life away just to wait out the shitstorm back in Texas. She's like, see ya. I'm escaping all of my past problems. I'm loving this. I'm loving this one so much.
I need to forget, so take me to Florida. I got some regrets now, baby, then Florida.
I did not expect this song to be like a favorite, but damn, this song was good. Florence and Taylor, great mashing of vocals there. The bridge says, I need to forget, so take me to Florida. I've got some regrets. I'll bury them in Florida. Tell me I'm despicable. Say it's unforgivable. At least these dolls are beautiful. Fuck me up, Florida. She's like, I'm going to Florida. I'm going to drown my sorrows in alcohol and fun and partying. She's like, Florida. I'm just like, this is the place where you go to retire when shit's been done. She's like, my home, London Boy over here, I can't be there. Can't do it. Can't be around anyone that's my home. She says, it's one hell of a drug. She's like, the drug I was on wasn't working for me. Don't blame me. Nah. She says, I need a new drug to like take away the pain. Okay, so far this one, sonically, might be my favorite. But next one is Guilty as Sin. Who's the sinner? Who's the sinner, Taylor? I'm so curious.